Hello everybody, welcome back. And if you're new, my name is Chris. Welcome to tonight's marathon video session. This is my second video for this evening. I started a little bit late. I started at 10 p.m. and it is 11 p.m. So let's see how this video goes. I'm going to try to scoot through the material because I don't know how long my camera battery is going to last. And some of you might be saying, Chris, why are you filming a winter video when winter's almost over? Yes, it is the last week of January, I believe. Let me check my watch here. It is January the 30th, but here in the Midwest, it is cold. It's really just starting to get cold. January is the coldest month for sure. It is still cold in May, and in fact, last year in May, it snowed. So those of us in the Midwest, those of us in the northern part of the States, my friends, my European friends, and all my viewers and friends in Canada, we have a long time to wear these winter beauties. So this video is winter fruits. Fragrances that have a prominent fruity note and those that I think do well in the colder weathers. And so with that long-winded introduction, let's just get started. So in this video, I have fragrances that run the gamut. I have high-end luxury niche fragrances, and I always try to include some really nice, affordable gems. I also have fragrances you have never heard me talk about before, and some fragrances that you have seen in other videos. So with that long-winded introduction, let's just dive right in. So this first fragrance, you have never seen this full bottle because I haven't shown it on camera. I did the review for Esse Strikes The Notes, and usually when I do those overviews, those house overviews, I go in thinking that I really do want to find at least one full bottle that I can purchase. And the one that I ended up purchasing wasn't the one I thought I was going to purchase when I got the Discovery set. So the one I ended up purchasing has a prominent fruity note. So it is a Chypre fruity floral, and that is Priscilla by that house, Esse Strikes The Note. So this fragrance has a very prominent note of pineapple, and I have several fragrances now that have a pineapple note. This pineapple, however, is very fresh. This is a pineapple, red berry, spicy floral. I have another fragrance that I will be talking about shortly that has a pineapple red berry note combo, but it is very different, and that is Lamar. So Lamar and this fragrance right here are very different. This one's very bright. This is very juicy. This is on the light side. It's fresher, whereas Lamar is darker, it's heavier, it's thicker, it's kind of syrupy. The pineapple note in here is fresh. The red berries are tart. There's also grapefruit in here. So you can imagine that it's a little bit tangy, it's a little bit clean, and it's a little bit crisp. There are some florals in here. I think there's rose and jasmine, but the main floral that I get, even though it's not really the star are the fruits. The floral is rose. I get rose in the dry down, and this has a really nice, clean, fruity, musky dry down. Really, really pretty, refreshing, fruity fragrance that does well in the winter. And honestly, this is good all year round. I think I've only worn it twice this whole winter. I plan on wearing this a lot more as we go into the end of winter and the beginning part of spring, which here is still very cold. So starting off the list with Priscilla. So this next one you have seen me talk about. It is Lamar, and it is the other pineapple, red berry, floral fragrance. This, as I just touched on, is very different from Priscilla. This one is a headier fragrance. The pineapple in here is kind of like a charred, grilled, thick, more syrupy, heavy, denser pineapple. This is a denser fragrance. This is a thicker fragrance. This is a headier fragrance. This has more prominent florals. I do get the white florals in here. Some heady white florals like magnolia, jasmine. The pineapple and the red berries are still very prominent, but just as prominent, and maybe at times even more so, are those florals. So this would appeal to someone who also really enjoys florals. There's an ambery dry down. It's an ambery, musky, woody dry down. I think the wood in here is cedar. It's a cleaner wood. It's a very clean wood. I would guess it's cedar. I haven't looked up the notes in a long time. This is a long-lasting fragrance. This does super well in the wintertime as opposed to its sister, Dahab, which for me, I'm waiting for the spring. Lamar is the one that performs very well in the cold. Surprisingly, this is kind of a crowd pleaser. When I wear this, I get a ton of compliments. It smells very good on me. It's long lasting and you can smell it through a face covering. This is a strong one. So not the first time you've seen this, not the last time you've seen Lamar. So this next one up, I honestly don't know how long it's going to last in my collection. I bought it in the summertime and I haven't worn it once in the wintertime, even though in my opinion, this is a wintertime fragrance. I think this is better to wear in the winter, and it is. I love these bottles. I love the House of Sillage bottles, and I'm willing to put up with a lot on the inside because I think the bottles are just so pretty. This one happens to be Love is in the Air. Again, these bottles are just gorgeous. So this one is I need to get a little spritz and remind myself. This one I know it's a very sweet, plum-centered fragrance. The plum is almost like a sugar plum. It's a very sweet fragrance. There's something citrusy. It's very citrusy up at the top. And I know that there's some florals in here, but to me, this is really kind of a very strong, sweet, sugary plum or plummy rose. Even though it's very bright and fresh from whatever citrus is at the top, those burn off and it's very sweet. So I think the citruses are good to keep this from being like overly sweet. You do need to like sweet fragrances to like this. And I'm gonna try really hard to give this a go in the next month or two because I wanna give it a fair shot. But I do think that this being a sweet, kind of a sugary plum, the time is now. The time is now to wear it. And I'm going to do my very, very best to give this a little exercising in the next couple months. So what do you know? Another fragrance that has a prominent note of pineapple. I think I really enjoy that note in fragrances. And it is the beautiful 1270 by Frapin or Frapin, probably Frapin. I love the bottle is pretty. This is a classic fragrance. This is a classic boozy, resinous pineapple fragrance. Very different from any of the ones I've talked about already. This is kind of in a class on its own. I do get a little bit of orange in here. There's a little bit of spices. Like I said, it's resinous, it's sweet. There's some honeyed florals in here, but really kind of it's known for that classic, spicy, sweet, honeyed, florally pineapple. This is a beautiful fragrance. Here's the problem. I think this is known for its terrible performance. The performance on this one is abysmal. I can spray and I'm an undersprayer. I can spray like 8-10 times and I'm lucky to get half of the day. So I don't want to get rid of it. I think it is a gorgeous fragrance. Listen, I don't want to wear overpowering fragrances all the time. Fragrances like this are good to wear to work, or I tend to wear this at home because it's not very strong and it's something that's good to wear when you're just going to be by yourself, snuggling in the cold. So a beautiful, classic, resinous, spicy pineapple fragrance that you need to be okay with terrible performance in order to get this, but it's a beautiful classic, I will give it that. The next one is one of my very favorite cheapies. I still love this, even though I think a lot of people have just kind of gotten fickle and moved on from this. I still think it is a great fragrance for the price. I picked this up when it was around $30 early in 2020. And it is Casablanca by Swiss Arabian. I mean, this smells so good. I think the notes in here are grapes, but what I get green apple, pear, caramel, amber, vanilla. That's what I get. This is a gorgeous powerhouse. I think everybody's heard of it or has sniffed it. Been there, done that. I am not getting rid of this. This is just quality fragrance for 30 bucks. I think maybe when it was hard to find, it was more expensive, but this thing, like 2 sprays are gonna last you 12 hours. I think it is a great fragrance if you like those sweet gourmands, whether you get grape or you're like me and you get apple, pear. It just smells gorgeous with that caramel note and the amber and the vanilla and a powerhouse. I wouldn't even dream about making a video about winter fruits without including this. I do wear this year round. It's super strong and can get a little bit overpowering, and if you wear it, if you spray too much and it's really hot. So you can get a little bit more crazy in the cold because it's not going to choke you out, I don't think, in the cold. But I love this fragrance still. The next fragrance I think I've only spoken about one time, and maybe it was on like a pickup video or a haul video I did. It's a fragrance that I was sent a sample of by my darling friend Susan, and she really kind of knows my taste in fragrances. And I saw the sample and it's called Orchid Leather, and I thought, I don't know. It just didn't sound appealing. So that little sample, I just kind of put it on my bedstand, and it sat there for a couple months. Even though this is a new release, this was released in May 2021. It sat there for a couple months, and I don't know what made me smell it, but when I tried it, I was pleasantly surprised. It smells nothing like what the bottle looks like and the name. So this is a spicy, ambery vanilla fragrance, which I swear I get plum in here. You know what? Let me look up the notes. Okay, I guess I wasn't that far off. So the notes are vanilla, incense, plum, labdanum, and cardamom. So there is plum in here. So good, I'm not off my rocker. But yeah, this is spicy. It's very resinous. I absolutely get that labdanum, which is kind of like a sweet resinous leather. It is spicy. You can definitely detect the spices, the cardamom in here. I would think maybe there's a little bit of cinnamon, but I guess not. And the plum in here is like a candied plum, more like a really nice sweet prune, like a candied prune or a candied plum. It's not a super fresh, juicy plum. It's not that kind of a plum. And a really pretty vanilla. So great longevity, great lasting power, really nice, gorgeous, deep, fruity fragrance that I think is perfect for the colder months. I don't think I'd be wearing this in the summertime. So yep, Orchid Leather. Okay, camera battery died. Let's try this again. The next one, I'm gonna have to talk quickly, even though that is physically impossible for a Texan. I'm gonna do the very best I can because I probably only have 10 more minutes left on my battery. But the next one is, I'm gonna try to do these two at a time. One you've never heard me talk about because this is relatively new. I think I got this at the end of December when all sorts of sales were going on. I'd had it on my wish list for a while, and I'm glad I finally got it. This is Pas Ce Soir by BDK. This is a gorgeous quince orange tangerine fragrance, but it's really this beautiful quince. I always thought I would wear this in the summer, but you know how it is. You get a fragrance, when you get it, you're not gonna stick it in the box, you're gonna wear it. And this one surprisingly has done really well. I've really enjoyed it on the days I've worn it. I think I've only worn it about 3 times, and I would say longevity is decent, but it's sweet, it's tangy, it's bright. Other than quince and orange, I want to say there's ginger in there. Time out, let me look at the notes, it's still new to me. Okay, so the other notes we have are ginger, yes, pepper, it is spicy. So you've got quince, you've got jasmine, don't get a ton of jasmine. Orange blossom, I can tell there's a little bit of a floral in here. Cashmere, amberwood, and patchouli. So basically what I get is I get this nice juiciness, this quince, this mandarin. It's a little bit spicy. I definitely get some sort of, I think the ginger just adds a little bit of a zestiness or a zinginess to it. It's not super floral. It's more fruity than floral. But if you were to tell me what flowers are in here, just from what I remember wearing it, maybe just a little bit, but this is really kind of a fruity fragrance, a little bit spicy. The amber is beautiful in here. It does dry down sweet, ambery, and a little bit of musk in the dry down, but still getting to know it, but love it. I love anything with the quince in it. So quince, sign me up, add to cart. Love it. So Pas Ce Soir. Because I am worried about my camera battery dying again, I want to get to these 2 fragrances next, and if my camera battery dies, so be it. The rest of the ones I think I've spoken about before. So this next one, I am so incredibly thrilled that I have in my hot little hands. I've wanted this fragrance for about a year, and I've wanted this fragrance because it has 2 notes that I love. It has passion fruit, and believe it or not, it has a note of vanilla ice cream. And I never see anyone talk about it, or if you talk about it, I'm sorry, I'm out of the loop. But this is a fragrance that doesn't get a lot of airtime. I personally think it's amazing and I love it. And it is called Inside Out by The Gate. I know it's hard to see the label because the lights I have in here are so strong, but the bottle is this gorgeous gold bottle. They were so generous and they sent me a unfortunately a discovery set along with this bottle, and the problem is I already have 2 in that discovery set that I would like an additional full bottle of. So, but I am thrilled with this. This is for people who love a vanillic passion fruit. Oh my gosh, this smells so, so good. So you've got passion fruit. This actually has a note of sorbet. Can it get any better? So we've got passion fruit, we have sorbet. There is an absinthe note in here, which fortunately I don't get licorice. I get some sort of, like in the first 5 to 10 minutes, I get something that's like a fresh herbally note, and I don't know exactly what that is. But it's nice, but it's a little bit fresh, a little bit herbally. It's maybe a touch boozy, but certainly not anything that falls into the licorice category for me. And then you've got this beautiful vanilla ice cream, and maybe that absinthe kind of makes it a little bit boozy and kind of keeps it in the adult vanilla category. But this is stunning. This is gorgeous. It is on the softer side. So for those of you who always are asking me to do a video for fragrances that aren't super overpowering, this would be perfect because it is a little bit on the quiet side. I do like that. I think if it was any louder, it would be hard for people around you to take because it is sweet. So you've got that sweet, fruity, boozy fragrance. Oh, I love it. It's gorgeous. I can get about 4 to 6 hours, and I do overspray this one. Number 1, because I want it to last longer, and number 2, because it smells so good. So gorgeous inside out. Love it, love it, love it. The next one is another one that's pretty new. I think I've only had this for a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks at the most. I think it's actually been 2 weeks. And I got this because I saw my friend Tim, the Smelly Swede. He did a video, and I don't even remember, maybe he was doing a video on boozy fragrances, and he showed this next fragrance and my eyes got about this big. Loved it, and I literally was like on my computer within 5 minutes ordering the full bottle, sight unseen. So it is, and I've posted it to Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen this, but it is called Apple and Aces. Oh my gosh, this is one of the best apple-centered fragrance that I own, and I have a lot of apple fragrances, and I love fragrances with apple. So saying that this is one of my favorite apple-centered fragrances is saying a lot. The apple in here is a red apple. It is a juicy, gorgeous red apple. This has 2 types of spirits. I think it's like rum and cognac, so it's nice and boozy. There's a leatheriness to it that I think gives it, kind of keeps it out of the juvenile zone. This is an adult apple fragrance. I don't like to put ages on fragrances, but when you talk about fragrances that are fruity, people think of body spray and they think of, you know, Bath and Body Works. This is a gorgeous unisex fragrance. This is sweet, but it's not cloyingly sweet. And I love that it's from an indie house, but it's also very affordable. So you get to support the smaller artiste, and it's not gonna cost you a fortune. I bought this on Etsy and it was like $50. I love the bottle. I don't know if you can appreciate the holographic label, and it's a red bottle. Gorgeous. Thank you, Tim, for showing this on one of your recent videos because I love it. A great boozy, leathery red apple fragrance. Gorgeous, love it. So for the last 2, I have one that I talk about all the time and one that I've never spoken about. The one I talk about all the time, but it is a quintessential winter fruity fragrance. It is Rose ALL Dae. Nothing screams winter fruit like this baby right here. Plum, apple, brown sugar, tonka, honey rose, stainless steel. This is one of the best fruity prominent winter fragrances because it's just gorgeous. It smells like the cold weather. It smells like the holidays. It smells like it's comforting. It's sweet. It's warm. I love that brown sugar note. I love the fruits are dark. They're dark and they're clearly very gourmand, kind of swimming in this like bubbling brown sugar. It's very, very strong powerhouse. I mean, I have this giant bottle and I use it, but it's just still full because you only need 2 or 3 sprays. It's going to last you all day. The next one I never ever talk about. I bought this fragrance mainly because of the bottle. The bottle is just cute as a button, but I never wore it. In fact, I kind of doused my daughter with it just so I can smell it. But it is by Cash Around. This one is called Yes I Am. I mean, come on. Come on. This is so cute. But this is a raspberry. This has raspberry. It's like a lactonic, milky raspberry fragrance. It's very whimsical. It has milk. It has caramel, raspberry. I think orange or mandarin, something like that. It's a little bit citrusy as well. It's very bright. There's something floral in here. Don't know the florals, I would guess. You know, jasmine is a pretty safe guess, but it's not super floral. It's not heady. It's not animalic at all. It's mainly kind of this sweet, slightly vanillic, fruity, slightly citrusy, a little bit of amber in here, lactonic, milky, kind of fun and whimsical fragrance. It really kind of matches the bottle. I think it's really cute. I mean, I don't wear the fragrance a lot, but I'm not getting rid of this because I just love the bottle. But it's cute, and it's something that if I wear it more, which I need to, it's a nice fragrance. It's just not a love. That does well in the winter. To me, it just kind of screams winter. It's sweet, vanillic, milky, fruity, and a little bit floral. So I'm gonna end the list with Yes I Am. So that was it, a quick rundown. And like I said, here in the Midwest, it's gonna be cold till well into May. And I know a lot of my viewers live in Canada, so they're going to be wearing their cold weather fragrances also for a long, long time. So you guys know the drill. If you have any beautiful winter fragrances that you love to wear, I'd love to hear about them in the comment section, so go ahead and drop me a line down there. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for coming by. Thank you for supporting me. If you enjoyed this video, I am not gonna complain if you give me a thumbs up. And with that, I will see you on the next one. Take two, back after a camera battery fail. Take two, take two. Where were we? My camera battery just died and I only charged it for 10 minutes. So guess what? I'm gonna try to talk quickly, but that's impossible because I am from Texas and we just cannot. Take two. All right, take two, take two, take two.